Welcome to the Let's Get Cozy Book Club podcast. This week we're chatting about The King's Promise by Christine Canapple. So grab a blanket, a warm beverage, and let's cozy up.
Yay.
Yay,
How are
we're
you?
here. I'm good. I'm a little tired. I've been doing a lot of marathon training and it's challenging in the heat. So I'm a little tired. Might take a nap after this, but otherwise I'm doing pretty good.
How was your birthday? I missed you the first time I called, and then the second time I called, you got your pizza and hung up. So,
Yeah.
how was it?
It was good. I mean, I had to work most of it was a Tuesday, so not the best day of the week for a birthday, but so I worked, but then after work we went to dinner at a restaurant by us that does like Tavern Tuesday pizza, so tavern style pizza, which was really good, but
What does
had
that
to
mean?
wait. Just like
Like,
really thin crust
oh,
pizza, and it was very good. We had to wait a while, but I got ice cream for dessert, and they like sang me happy birthday, but I think it was somebody else's birthday, like two tables over from me. So when they like walked by with like the ice cream cone with the candle in it, the guy was like, "Oh," but then it was for me instead of him.
well, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
Did
but
you tell
then
them it was your birthday or?
Kyle told them it was my
Oh,
birthday.
okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
So yeah,
Did you eat
popular
outside
birthday
or is it
season.
inside?
We ended up eating inside, but they have outdoor seating. It was really hot that evening, and it has been storming pretty bad since. But no, it was a good birthday. Kyle got me flowers, and I got a Costco membership for my birthday, which
Oh,
is
why is that?
exciting because we bought a new place, so we need to start going to Costco to get some stuff. And
Oh, like furniture,
yeah,
plants,
yeah,
food?
yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. That's exciting.
Yes, so we're adulting now, and it's great. Hmm.
Wow.
So we're
You can
gonna
get
go this
Costco
afternoon.
sushi now. Join the club.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that, and yeah, that's kind of it. Been running a lot, so it's been good. How are you doing?
I am good. I am enjoying the World Cup. We last weekend, the US played Germany in like a friendly pre-World Cup match, and we like randomly found out about it. And those are like the two teams we would want to see in the World Cup, and we're like, let's go. And we got tickets like last minute, and it was really fun. I'd never been to Soldier Field. I think that's what it's
Yeah,
called.
you came all the way to Chicago and didn't
We
even
drove to
say hi.
Chicago. I mean, it was the closest place that they would be. And it like stormed, so like we got soaked running there because traffic was horrendous
Oh,
and we didn't have
yeah.
like enough time. And then like our anyways, the parking spot we had bought was filled, and so we had to find a different it was kind of a mess. But we found a spot.
Soldier Field is notoriously difficult to get to, yes.
And then we ran to the stadium. It was pouring rain. It was great because it was really warm, so we were just soaked. And then it was very warm for the rest of the match. But it was good. It was super cool seeing all of like the players
Hmm.
up close and personal.
Yeah, you look like you had good seats.
We had really good seats. And yeah,
That's
so I'm
fun.
very we've been watching
Very
the World Cup games.
spontaneous. Yeah,
It
I
was
watched
very
the game last
spontaneous.
night.
It was a good game.
It was a very good
4-1.
game.
US
Yeah.
won.
Yeah, it was exciting. I quite enjoyed it. It felt very like US was looking good.
They
So,
looked really good. They did not look this
hmm.
good when they played Germany. I was
Oh,
like, oh God, we
really?
were losing in like yeah. I did
Oh.
not think they were going to make it far at all after the
Oh,
Germany
no,
game. So
they looked really good last night. Maybe
it
they
looked
were
really
resting
good.
everybody or something during the
I don't know. I don't know what they did, but
Germany
they
game.
played really good.
Cool. Yeah. And you're going to the World Cup in a few weeks.
Yes, we're going to a second round match in Kansas City at the
Right.
Chiefs Stadium. We
Hmm.
don't know who's
Arrowhead.
playing yet. So it
Okay.
depends on who wins and loses this first round. So we find
Right.
out.
Cool.
Yes,
That'll be
it's very exciting.
fun.
We're driving there with the parents, so it's gonna be a good old time.
Yeah, road tripping.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
the
gonna ask
weekend
if
that you
Lilo is
move.
coming.
No,
Yes, it
Lilo
is
is
the
not
weekend we move.
coming. It is like the,
Yes,
yeah.
and you're coming the weekend before we move too,
I'm coming
which
the
is
weekend.
really great timing. That's
It is a bit of
okay.
a bummer because I'm like not in the new place yet, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that is
I
kind of
can
a
help
bummer.
pack. Don't worry. I
Okay,
won't be there that long, so it won't be that bad. I
that's fine.
promise.
No, it's fine. We don't mind. It's just kind of funny timing is all. And Lily's coming that weekend too, apparently, to visit a
Which weekend?
friend. The weekend you're coming.
Oh, is she? I didn't know that. That's
Yes.
fun.
Yes, you need to
Oh,
talk to her and see if you guys want to carpool or something. But yeah, Lily's not joining us today. She's busy. She said she had plans. Um,
yes. She is working,
and
girl.
she is
Working
working.
8:30 to 5.
Working 9 to 5. Yeah. So fun stuff. All right. Well, I'm
I want
ready
to
to talk
discuss
about the
the
book.
ending.
You want to start at the end?
Well, we can't start at the end, but I want to because like a lot happened and I did not expect some
A
things.
lot did happen at the end. I was like, I said to Kyle as I was reading it, I was like, I feel like this might be one of those books where it just kind of leaves you on a cliff because there's not much left. And I feel like we have a lot to, a lot that needs to unfold. But then it kind of just did all happen in
It
like
was
the
like
last
boom,
few
boom, boom, boom,
chapters. And I was
boom.
like, whoa, this is crazy. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about it. So, spoiler day, everybody. Every day, spoiler day, but especially today. So pause and return if you are still reading and come back when you are caught up. So, Liza, why don't you give us the recap?
Yes. So Cassandra, the Princess of Salts, has an arranged marriage with the Prince of Linderservia to form a political alliance. On their wedding night, the Queen of Linderservia, his mom, dies, and the prince blames Cassandra for distracting him because he misses like spending the last few moments with his mom. This begins like a bit of a tumultuous relationship, like a hot and cold sort of thing between the two of them, even though they're soulmates and love each other. And behind the prince's back, his younger brother is conspiring to claim the throne with a few other characters because the father, the king, the current king of Lindisarvia, is losing his mind. Has a lot of issues once the queen dies, and he's not going to be able to rule the kingdom much longer. And they're spreading rumors that may or may not be true that the prince also has some of the madness inside of him. Do you think that Henry was kind of like crazy?
Yeah.
Kind of
I
had
think
the
he was just
obsession?
like obsessed with the King's Promise and like figuring out what that was, and the land for his people. I think that's like the madness is like being obsessed with like like a random like side thing, but like not really focusing on like the current kingdom that he's ruling and like his family and like his wife and child. And he's just like off in like Neverland trying to figure out this thing, which may or may not be real.
Yeah, yeah. I couldn't yeah, he had definitely had this crazy obsession with it. And I don't know if it's just like a firstborn thing because the younger brother, what is the younger brother's name again?
Philip.
Philip, he did not have this obsession or didn't understand it at all. And like the dad, I don't know if the dad did, but like Henry has like the worst out of like everyone in the recent
Hmm.
like lineup of the
History.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And he's
Yeah.
like the closest to solving the riddle that he thinks is hidden in the tapestries.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, so we kind of left off with this like battle in Hordaland led by Matthew, who is like the
The
now
rebel.
rebel head of Hordaland. And this was like just after Henry gave the order to like slaughter everybody in their sleep.
Yes.
And so they're like still fighting each other, like both sides, like Henry's army, like Linder Servia's army versus Hordaland. And everyone's like dying. It's the middle of winter. It's
It's in a blizzard.
terrible. There's a
People have
blizzard.
frostbite.
People have frostbite. Henry's hands get like frostbite and are like
Yeah.
black and
He's
like
like sword is like frozen to his hand.
yeah. And then Matthew says to Henry, like, can we just like put a pin in this for like a little bit since everyone's dying? And Henry's like, okay, we'll reconvene in 3 days' time. So then Henry then gets really sick and like has a fever and he's like on his deathbed basically.
And his cousin Marcus dies.
Yeah. I thought we said that already, but maybe not. But
No,
yeah,
I didn't.
his cousin dies.
He dies.
Which was really
And so
sad.
then Henry starts feeling guilty. He's like, oh, maybe this was a bit of a mistake. And then
yeah, like
Matthew
this whole thing.
and his army flee. Because they're like, let's get the heck out of here.
Yeah, this is
This
bad.
dumb.
We don't need to just sit around and die, basically. So then Henry's really ill. He's feeling terrible also because he basically was the reason his cousin died.
His other
and
people.
His own people. And he's like, his army has dwindled. And he has left Cassandra back at the palace for a very, very long time. And she's just like depressed the whole time and in hiding, basically. But then, like, she decides, like, okay, I've been in hiding too long. I'm gonna throw a party for this feast of Fastin, which is a day of fasting to
Gaston.
honor Gaston, like Gaston.
I don't know. I guess not.
But it's to honor the former Queen Joan, who went to the Isle of Joan, to inspire her descendants to fulfill the king's promise. So Cassandra's like, okay, like I'm gonna be at this party where everyone's feasting after their day of fasting, just to show everybody that like I'm pregnant and like
I exist.
I have the heir, so like I'm here, everybody. And she and Philip kind of have a moment. I forget what they discuss.
He's just like sulking and he's like, did you know that Henry is taking the throne, or he's
That's
taking the Sancastria from me? And Philip's like, and where is he? I've been taking care of my wife who's pregnant, and Henry's just been avoiding you. Cassandra's like, well, I get what it's like being the second, or like being less than, because she, even though she was the firstborn, she couldn't inherit the kingdom of salt because her mother had a son who automatically became the heir.
Right.
And so she gets what it's like not having power, even though she technically could. It just,
yeah. So they kind of have like a little moment, but he's still kind of mean to her, and he just like really Philip like hates Henry like so much.
He's just like, the only way to solve this is to kill Henry. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
And like thinks like everything will be fine then, like once Henry's dead. So then Cassandra has the babies, and Henry is still not there.
He's still gone.
He's been gone literally the entire like 9 months that she was pregnant and has this child. And Cassandra then learns that like, okay, she's like
she has
fed
a
up.
boy.
She's like, yeah, so she has a boy. She's fed up. She's like, okay, I need to go get Henry, like, and pull him out of whatever madness is going on and bring him home to the palace so that he can like meet his son. So she like travels like day and night to go find him, and like
at the fort of Black Bitter.
Yes, and they like kind of like make up. She's still mad at him, which like understandably, but he's like, okay, I'm gonna like do better and like come home now. So then he like finally
he like
goes
apologizes.
back. Yeah,
which I didn't quite get what I get he was depressed because his mom, dad, and his cousin all died, but like he was saying like he was jealous of Cassandra's confidence. I don't know. It was kind of like I
Yeah.
didn't quite also because she's like, don't blame your grief. This is like more than just grief, you avoiding me. And he was trying to say, yeah, it was like I
Yeah, I
was
think
just
he just
jealous of
had like
you.
some growing up he needed to do. Um, and yeah, I think he finally was like,
Well,
okay,
yeah, and
it's
he didn't want Cassandra to see him in his current state because, like, I don't know, he had some injuries from the war and, like, had a lot of, like, mental things he needed to process and, like, he hadn't recovered his feeling in his hands. So I'm, like, imagining his hands and fingers are, like, black, you know, like, from,
yeah,
like,
like gross.
frostbite.
Yeah.
Let's get some serious. Yeah, so he's maybe a little embarrassed and probably
Yeah.
embarrassed how he acted and doesn't know how to make things right.
Right. So she finally's like, okay, time to come home now. And he's like, all right, that sounds good. And then in the meantime, Philip and Vivian get secretly married and they have a boy who is another potential contender for the throne. And
Spoiler.
then, spoiler, but the baby dies to the plague, which was so sad. Kind of sad. And then so they're obviously like even more upset with everything that's been going on. So yeah, they're having a rough go. And they're working with Richard Cunningham, who is like growing an army and like working with Matthew, the who's like the head of Hordaland or like rebel head of Hordaland, to like build up the army and like try to take over the throne with like Philip and Vivian. So
They're like spreading
yeah,
a
and
lot of rumors that
yes,
like the king is mad, Henry's mad, like like it's not good with them as their ruler. So they're trying
mm-hmm.
to undermine the government so that it'd be easier for them to come in and
To
usurp
like
the
yeah,
throne and
and
like the
like
people don't
get people
revolt
in their
when they do.
army, yeah, and like yeah, that sort of thing. And it's actually going pretty well for them because the king dies. And Henry is now the king of Linder Serbia. Philip was like such a jerk when the dad died. I feel like he was like, "Oh, I missed it."
Yeah.
Basically,
Oh, he
just
was like, I
like
was too busy taking care of my kid. Is he alive?
yeah,
And
yeah. And then Jared, who is the tutor advisor to Henry, like finally tells Henry. Well, Henry already knew about the his half siblings on the Isle of Joan because his mom told him. But then Jared tells Henry that Cassandra knows about the half siblings, and Henry's like, "Oh no! Like, is Cassandra a spy? Like, why does she know this information? Is she trying to like undermine me?" But then they like Cassandra's like, "No, you can trust me." I can't remember if she told him if Richard was the one who told me this information. Yeah, so like I think they start like they continue to have like little like spats and like things that like try to undermine their relationship, but they keep coming back together and like forgiving each other for these things.
yeah, and like Philip's job in the uprising was to kind of wedge or like kind of break up basically Cassandra and Henry so that when they do take down Henry, Cassandra will side with them so that they don't have to kill her because they don't
Yes.
want salts on their bad side.
Right, because Cassandra's brother is the king of salts right now, and like Linder, Servia, and like salts have kind of a deal at the moment where like, well, that's what their marriage alliance was about, you know, just to keep things cool. So, so yeah, so Philip's like, oh darn, I didn't get a chance to like use that information to try to break them up.
He's like, oh, well, they'll be okay.
It'll be fine. But it is not fine.
No.
So then, um, yeah, so Henry is now the king, but he's still obsessed with these tapestries
Mm.
and is just staring at them all day and all night. And Cassandra's finally like, okay, like what is going on here? Like, why are you staring at these? And has figured out that the tapestries show like kind of like a map to
It's
I
like a
don't know. You
clue.
explain it.
They like give
Yeah.
a clue of like okay, so one of the tapestries has like the picture of Queen Antonia, like in her
Mm-hmm. Her
whatever that's
tomb.
called.
Her
Her
tomb.
tomb. Yes.
Yes.
And Henry's like, okay, I think this means that there's a key buried in her tomb that's
Huh.
to a chest that is filled with scrolls that are in ancient salts, whatever language
Yes.
they speak there,
Uh-huh.
that explains where this promised
It's
land
like a
is.
map where it's gonna be, where the land is. The
Yes.
king's
And so
promise.
Henry's like, I need to go to her burial place and get
Uh-huh.
this key.
Yes. And he says to Cassandra, like, that's why my great 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 grandfather married Queen Antonia, because she knew where the land was and like where the key was to these scrolls. And that's why I married you.
Yeah, he thinks he has the key or like
Because like
knows
that she'd
more
have
than
the key
she's
or
like
no
admitting.
more. Yeah. And she's like, oh my God, you're terrible. Like,
Yeah,
I
like
thought you
okay.
loved me. And she is understandably very upset. And
Then they
yeah.
all get the plague. No.
Yeah. I mean, basically. Well, first, though, Jared is on like a side quest to the Isle of Joan to like visit his nieces and nephews. Um, and he literally gets there and like talks to like the oldest one. So like these are Henry's like half siblings, the queen's former
Queen had four of
queen's.
them.
Yes, four children with
Four secret
Richard.
children. I'm like, how does one have four
That's
secret children? The
so
king must have
many.
been super oblivious. Like, I don't.
Like she was busy.
She reminded me
And
of Kris Kardashian because, like, she had two kids with. Well, it's a little reverse, but like two kids with
yeah.
one husband, four kids with another
Or with the
husband. So,
other, yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
that's actually kind of
Anyways,
weird. It's like the Jenners and the Kardashians. And then like the eldest says to Jared, like, our dad Richard's been here even though he's been like banished from here, and like promised he wouldn't visit again. So like something's up, and Jared's like, oh my gosh, this isn't good. Richard is like scheming and plotting.
I must go
I need to
back
go back.
immediately.
So he like turns right around. He's like, turn this ship around. I'm going back to Linderservia to warn like Henry and Cassandra that like Richard's up to no good. And then in the meantime, Cassandra gets the plague and is super ill and on her
Lady
deathbed.
Vanderburg dies from the plague. Everyone all of a sudden
Yes.
just starts dying from the
The
plague.
plague is going around bad.
Like real bad.
Lots of people die. Lady Vanderbilt dies. Philip and
Philip's
Vivian's
baby.
child dies. Cassandra's on like her deathbed. Henry's like finally like hanging out with his son Edward and like taking care of him. But then he's like, you know what? This would be a good time for me to go to St. Castria and look for the key that I need for the king's promise. And so he leaves her again while she's
Well,
ill.
she's dying.
Yeah. And he goes to St. Castria and finds the tomb and gets the key and like breaks in
Yes.
and like comes
So he
back.
was
Yeah,
right.
he was right. Mm-hmm.
And then so Cassandra survives from the plague, but she like wakes up and he's not there and she's like, what the heck? And then
Yeah.
eventually he like comes back and she's like, dude, if you ever do this again, we're like done. So don't you ever leave me while I'm dying. Or at
Yeah.
least let me know before you leave. And he's like, okay, fair. That was not cool. And she was
She
like, well,
asks
what?
him to give her
Give
the
me-
key.
yeah,
Like, I'll
I want
wear
the key.
it. It's like, I want to wear it, you know? And he's like,
Give me
okay,
the
fine.
key. I'll keep it safe.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
then and then like so she's like recovering.
Mm-hmm.
And then her brother sends a letter and he's like, I need you to come to Salts immediately. And like Henry doesn't respond immediately because he's not very good at responding. He's like
He's
the person who
really
never
not.
texts
He's like
back.
a
He just
ghoster.
like
He just does what he wants. Yeah, he's not who I would pick for a husband.
or a king.
Or
But
a
anyways.
friend. Or a brother.
And then the brother sends another letter and he's like, dude, this is seriously bad. You need to come here immediately. I want to
Yes.
if Cassandra produces another heir, whether it's a girl, whatever gender it is, they can have my kingdom. I need you to come here and sign some papers so I can give that to that child. And Henry's like, oh, okay, that's like would be
It's a good
really
deal.
good. And so I should probably go.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So then Henry finally goes to Salts to see Anthony while Cassandra is recovering from the plague. And he goes there and like it's kind of like super ominous. Like Jared goes with him and Jared's like, okay, like there's some stuff going on. Like you should bring some extra guards with you. Like Richard's up to no good. I don't know what he's doing, but like we should just be like safe. And Henry's like, okay, I'll bring 2 extra people. So they go to Salts and Jared like sees all of these footprints in the snow and he's like, well, that's not a good sign. Like, is someone like building an army? Like, what's happening? And Anthony and Henry meet and they sign the papers about the next heir to the Salt's throne.
And Jared is like kind of suspicious because I'm like, is he in on it? Because Anthony's like, we need someone to witness us signing this. And then Jared walks in and he's like, oh, not you. Because he thinks Jared is his brother, Richard.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, wait, is Jared in on?
I know.
Like, is he
that, like,
part of this? Too. Is he?
Yeah.
So it's a little suspicious.
I know.
And then they sign the papers. Everyone goes to bed.
Mm-hmm. Yes, everyone goes to bed. And Henry's like, okay, this is like kind of weird. Like, I don't like it here. Like, we should leave first thing in the morning. And they kind of have like a weird, like, heartfelt, like, Jared, like, I really appreciate like everything you've done for me. Yeah. And like that kind of thing. And Jared's like, mm-hmm, yep. Agreed.
Yeah,
Let's
like,
leave
this
in the
is
morning.
really suspicious.
Uh-huh. And then in the middle of the night, somebody murders Henry in his sleep. So the king is dead. Strangles him to death. And I don't know. Did you think it was Richard or who do you think it was?
I did think it was Richard. Like, because he was in the area. And it was, I think like the hands were described as like older. And I mean, so it could have been Richard or Jared, but I'm thinking it was Richard. He wasn't afraid to kill people.
I think so too, but it wasn't clear. It was more clear at the end of the book, but not at the time of reading. It wasn't super clear who murdered Henry. So then Jared flees and tries to get to the castle to warn Cassandra and everybody that the king has been murdered, but he's too late. And Richard and Philip and Vivian and Matthew's army has taken over the castle, and they're coming in and capturing everybody.
Vivian is there, and she kills Anne, who is one of Cassandra's maids, thinking that she was Cassandra. And like, I don't know, Vivian is pretty much unhinged because she lost her baby, and then she takes Edward and is like, I'm going to use you as my new child and raise you
I'm
like
gonna raise
you
as my own. So yeah, that's unfortunate. And everyone's like getting locked in like rooms and stuff. And then so like
Cassandra's in her own room, and then Jared, Louisa, and Edward are in another room.
And then like it takes us to like throne room, and Richard's in there with Philip and Matthew, and they are hashing it out because Richard has basically turned on them.
Yeah, he's like, I never promised you anything.
Yeah. And Richard tells like the guards to kill Matthew. And
And
Matthew's
Matt,
like,
wait
no.
a
And
second.
what's happening? Yeah. And
Kills
he
the
kills the
guards.
guards. And then,
And then Richard's like, okay, Philip and Matt, you two can just duke it out for whoever's the king. And Matthew's like, I don't want to be the king. I just want Hordelin back. That's what we agreed on.
mhm.
And then like Richard's like leaving to let those two hash it out. And then I don't know how, but like Matthew's kind of like out of the picture. And then like Philip's like, what the heck? You promised me like this was my kingdom. Like I was to help you and like you were going to give it to me. Richard's like, I no, my children are going to be on the throne. And then he like whips like a knife at him and like kind of
Kills
like
Philip.
just lets Philip bleed to death. And then
Yeah.
Matthew comes back and like chokes Richard and he's like, I'm going to kill you or unless you give me Hordeland and we'll leave you alone and you leave me alone. And Richard's like, okay, fine.
Yeah. And then Matthew's like, how does it feel to have like hands around your throat? So that's when we think like Richard was the one who killed Henry. Yes. So then Matthew leaves, and then
Someone suspiciously.
someone, yes, gives Jared the key to escape the room where he and Louisa and Edward are in. And we don't know who it is. Who do you think it is
I
that
think
gave the
it's
key?
Matthew. Because who else would it be? We don't know anyone else. I mean, I don't think it was
I guess
Vivian.
that's a
I
good
have that was one
guess.
of the
Probably.
questions I wanted to ask.
Yeah, it must have been Matthew then. Unless Philip did it before this whole kerfuffle happened. Like I don't know the timing. Like I don't know if we know the exact timing of when like,
That's true.
Philip died and when Jared, Louisa, and Edward were able to escape.
No,
And
no, Jared didn't. His brother called him.
oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah,
And he gets
Richard's like, you're coming
banished to
with me.
Salts.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, because you banished me to Salts, now I'm banishing you to Salts. And you take Cassandra and her baby,
What is up with these brothers hating each other? Brothers can't stand each other. Okay, yeah. So Jared gets banished to Salts with Cassandra
who is pregnant.
because Cassandra is pregnant with baby number 2, which is not good. Well,
But
it's
also,
fine.
I didn't really understand why Richard decides not to kill her.
I didn't either. That I
So
wasn't
I'm
sure
like,
about.
if she's pregnant with another child, that's another contender for the throne.
I don't know.
Anyways, I was surprised by that.
I feel like Richard just like hates Salts, and he's like, you know what, you guys go to Salts. I don't want anything to do with it.
The other question I had before we get to what else then happens. Did Anthony die? So was Henry murdered and was Anthony also murdered that same night? Because like
know.
Anthony's mom was like crying hysterically, or Cassandra's mom. And I don't know if
That's
she would
true.
be crying hysterically if it was because of Henry. Because like she knew Henry wasn't like the best husband in the world. I mean, maybe she thought that maybe she was like, oh, if Henry's dead, that means they're coming for Cassandra. So then someone might be kill my child, or I don't know. So I was just curious if Anthony is already dead or not.
I don't know. Probably. I mean, he's kind of on his last leg, right?
He's very sickly.
So, I mean, he wasn't making it that much longer, anyways. But yeah, probably. I feel like that's a good guess. I'm not sure. Yeah, and this is like all happening in like the last few chapters. There's like a lot going on. Louisa and Edward, the baby, who was supposed to be, I guess, the new king since Henry's dead, they flee and escape to St. Castria. Jared goes with Cassandra back to Salt's, and she then has the baby, a girl. And
Antonia.
Cassandra, yeah, she names the baby Antonia, like Queen Antonia. Cassandra dies and tells Jared to give her child the key, and she then becomes the secret keeper of the king's promise.
So it's like book number 2 is like
Mm-hmm.
basically a whole new cast of characters because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, besides
Yeah,
Louisa, everyone, I mean, Louisa will still be there, and so
Edward,
will
the
Richard.
babies.
Well, we don't really know much about, I mean, the baby will have to be older. It must be at least like 10 to 20 years in the future because everyone's like
Mm-hmm.
a baby when this happens.
But so the book ends with like a note from Jared to Antonia saying, "Find your brother in St. Castria and like give him the key, and you're the secret keeper now of this key." That, yeah, I mean, everyone pretty much dies.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I know Christine called the book a tragedy. And I was like, yeah, I understand why. Only
Yeah.
the children lived. So I guess, well, minus Philip's baby. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of death. Yeah, what were your thoughts on the book? I know we'll
I
talk to
thought it
Christine
was,
more, but yeah.
yeah, no, I definitely thought it was pretty. And I mean, it was very entertaining. There was a lot happening. I really liked the medieval vibes. And I definitely didn't see a lot of the things in the ending coming. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think Cassandra would die. I thought she was going to be like her mom and like raising the child in Salts. Like how Cassandra's mom was like a single mom raising the 2 kids in Salts. And I thought that's what it was going to be. But no, Cassandra was dead. And well, and I thought Cassandra was going to marry Matthew, and those 2 would make an alliance.
Oh,
Yeah, well, book
whoa.
2, Cassandra and Matthew make an alliance, and then they try to take over
Oh,
Lindisarvia. Anyways, that's not happening because Cassandra is dead.
yeah. Yeah, our main characters are pretty much all dead. I liked the book a lot. I think it was like there was a lot going on. A lot happened at the end that I was not expecting. And I liked the world building and the like action. There was a lot of action, which was kind of fun. I think it was also like one of those books where you like don't really love any of the characters. Like you're all like, oh, these people are all kind of bad. But then it was fine because they all died. So and then yeah, I'm interested to hear about book 2 if it's coming, and what that might look like. But yeah, it definitely sets it up nicely for a second book, but that it would be like 20 years in the future kind of thing. Mm-hmm.
The next generation. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. A lot of the characters were very unlikable. There wasn't
Mm-hmm.
like one you were like really rooting for.
Yeah.
So,
I thought at the end that Cassandra would escape and then go to the Isle of Joan and have her
yeah,
baby
yeah, yeah. That's what
there.
you said. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought was going to happen, that she'd raise like Edward and new baby on the Isle of Joan with, I guess, their
Half
half siblings or something. But
or half aunts and uncles.
yeah, but I guess those people are all still alive. So
Yeah, they'll have to
that
be in
could
the new book.
be that could be the new book. So we'll see. But yes, I'm really excited for our next episode because we are going to be talking with Christine, the author of the book. And we have a bunch of questions lined up for her. But if there's anything you all would like to ask her, let us know and we can add it in.
I'm really excited for it. What did she say? She said that they were very thoughtful questions and she's going to have to take a look over them again because there was a lot of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I did send a lot, but I'm excited to talk to her and get, yeah, like the inside scoop on the story and her career. So it should be a good time. Okay. Well, thanks so much for listening to episode 26. Leave us a comment or review. We would love to connect with you. You can find us on Let's Get Cozy Book Club on Instagram or on YouTube. Join us at our next episode where we will discuss The King's Promise and the behind the scenes with the author herself, Christine Canapple. Until then, stay
Stay
cozy.
cozy. I think I did it.
Kind of, after I did it.